Yeah, I remember when I was a grom. That was funny. When I was growing, I used to surf just terrible waves, just flat, mushy waves closing out, onshore winds, cold out, you know. And I'd stay out all day because I wanted to be able to surf as good as anyone else. And I think that's what it takes because, you know, I think that's what's helped me out so far in my life.
I never thought, you know, when I was a real young kid, I remember a friend of mine talking about being world champion, and I thought that was like stupid to talk about that, you know, that didn't seem like a reality. I would literally like paddle for waves and say, if I catch this wave that, you know, it doesn't look like I can catch, I'm going to win 5 world titles, or I'm going to win whatever, I'm going to win the contest this year, or, you know, I would sort of put these little motivations in my head, and so those games I would, you know, obviously ultimately end up paying off. Like the other year, I lost the title to Andy in a really close one at the end of the year in 2003. And, it, you know, I think publicly a lot of people were able to see, you know, they were filming a movie about Andy at the time, and it covered me pretty extensively. And, you know, that was a sort of devastating thing to deal with that day. But looking back now, I'm really glad it happened, you know. I'm really glad that I didn't win at that time. And, you know, it made me a better person. It made me a better, you know, competitor and all that professional stuff, but aside from that, I think it made me a better person for that not to go my way that day. When you get to that place where it's easy, you know, that's where it's like, it all seems like it makes sense, and that's a really nice place to get to. I feel like I put so much of my heart and soul into the moments where I'm here that I end up burning myself out in some way. And, you know, I want the distance from it. You know, when I quit the tour and I was off tour for 3 years, I rarely would look at the contest results and stuff. And it's strange right now, being in the middle of it, to think back and go, gosh, I wouldn't even know for a couple months who won the last contest or who was doing what, and it didn't really matter to me. You know, it was like a different universe to me in some way. You know, I think the real sort of zen of surfing for me is that's just a in-the-moment thing completely. As the wave presents itself, you do what's sort of possible or asked of you to do, you know. It's like you find that line, you find the timing, and it's just strange how, like, when you do an off-lip at the right section, it sets you up for the next section perfectly. You know, there's some kind of connection between people and the environment that it seems so natural, and when it's done the right way, when you see somebody link things together on a wave just the right way, it's like that thing already existed, you know. It's like that's exactly what was supposed to happen. You know, my ultimate goal is to be just clued into that at all times. You know, that would be my ultimate in life, is to feel like I'm really in tune. usually sit online late at night and read for like 2, 3, 4 hours about nutrition and about health and anything that I feel like directly affects my life in a way where can help me or help the people around me. So I do a lot of reading, and I try to feel like I have this little bubble around me everywhere I go that kind of has all my things in it that make me feel like I'm at home when I'm not. I just want to have a big garden I can just go and literally like pick my dinner and lunch out of, and I don't know, that's my goal. I feel my body's not in the best shape it could be. I'm carrying some old injuries. I think I can get a lot better, actually. I watched Tom Carroll retire from the tour at like 29, 30 years old, and I was baffled because at 35 and even 40, I saw him surfing what I felt was better than when he was winning world titles in the 80s. So I definitely took that on board. It's absurd to think that age, physical age, is any kind of indicator of what you can do. I definitely feel that, at this point, I feel like 10 years from now I could still be in the running for winning contests. So, and maybe beyond that, it's really what you do with your mind and your body to keep you in the right space. Maybe it should piss off these guys who are 20 years old and I'm beating them, but at the same time, it should be exciting, and it should show that your career can last a lot longer than you maybe had thought when you started out. I'm definitely satisfied with what I've accomplished, and for sure I'm happy with it. It's not like I feel at this point that I need to go out and prove myself or anything. I do it more because I love it. I love surfing. I enjoy competing, but not always a ton. I sort of more like the performance elements of it. You get out in a situation like maybe at Trestles or somewhere, and you have all these guys blowing up, and you want to be part of that energy, part of that flow, and for me, that's the thing that motivates me. I started out the year saying I wasn't going to compete in all the events. I didn't want to compete in the Gold Coast event. I didn't want to compete in Bells, but I basically sort of got talked into it, but it made sense to go do it. I pulled out of the event. I emailed ASB and said, pull me out of the draw multiple times. The Switchfoot was inspired by a guy I surfed in Fiji with when I was 18. It was just kind of like having fun for me. So I came off the bottom and kind of faded really far and then brushed a lot of speed off and then flipped around. And at that point I got sucked way up the face, and then I kind of leaned a little too far on my heel, and I was going to dig that rail coming back down when the wave was sucking up. So I was trying to, teach myself how to surf Switchfoot. But it was pretty fun to make that wave. Winning the title in Spain was nice. It was definitely rewarding, and Mundaka is such a beautiful place, beautiful setting to have that happen. But there's something special about Mundaka. I just want to feel part of the surf community, That's, go surfing with kids and still work on board designs and pushing the sport. And, I love the whole adventure of surfing. Yesterday I was online looking at pictures and I was looking at magazines and I was imagining these places I want to go and surf that I haven't been, and finding new waves and going to places I've been in the past and getting waves again. And all that stuff was like an adventure for me still. It doesn't change. The next swell is something I haven't done before. So for me, that adventure never ends. And I just want to pass that stoke on to other people, to kids, and anyone who loves surfing.